Jonathan with Iron Mind Hypnosis here. One of the things that repeatedly strikes my mind is how amazingly difficult it can seem to listen to someone properly. Even somebody who you're close with and agree with on many things, and somebody who you're hoping the best for. There's, I'm afraid I don't remember the author of the quote at the moment, but uh, the gist of it is what people really need is a good listening to. And I think that's probably more true than the belief that people need a good talking to in most situations. So it's just so crucial to be able to listen well. And of course, if it were so easy a skill, so natural and practiced for us, then it wouldn't be worth mentioning, really. We'd just all be doing it, and that wouldn't be the thing that people needed anymore, because it wouldn't be the limiting thing, and then maybe more talking would be appropriate. But listening. Now, I'm sure there have been many situations in your life where you have not felt properly listened to and respected. That you felt that people really don't understand your point of view. And here's the trick. If it's true for you, it is almost certainly at least as true for the other people in your life. And this goes for people, partners, friends. This even goes for children. This might be business partners, romantic partners. This might even be a boss. If you're not feeling listened to, then there's a pretty good chance that they're not feeling very listened to either. That might be the thing that is more precious to them to be heard than perhaps much of anything else. Now, even so, even knowing that, even setting the intention to listen, sometimes it can be difficult to listen, especially for somebody who you've got a fair bit of your life tangled up with. Maybe they're a friend and you've been friends for a while. You each have opinions about the way you've shown up for each other through time, good or bad. Maybe they're a boss and they need to get things done, or need to have the team function a certain way, need certain quality standards, or just have a lot of frustrations. All of these situations call for listening. Yet, listening can be hard when you're tangled up with a person in one way or the other. When some of the opinions they might express might be sensitive subjects for you, might even be triggers. They might send you in an emotional spin of one way or the other. So what is one to do, knowing that it's so important to listen, knowing that you desperately like to be listened to properly, and knowing that listening can be so difficult to do well, to get the full value out of the time and the energy, the listening, the things that the other person says, the eliciting more things from them. Well, if it's safe and appropriate for you to do so, no driving, no nothing dangerous, no nothing unsafe, no power tools, none of that. If it's safe and appropriate for you to do so, I'd like to invite you to take a deep breath. Close your eyes and exhale slowly, allowing the tension to melt out of your body. Every breath helps you to melt that tension out of your body. Each breath, more tension, softening and melting away, flowing or drifting away. And you might discover that relaxation takes its place. And you can relax, perhaps relaxing in small ways, perhaps relaxing in large ways. But you can relax, and that relaxation can grow as you find yourself more comfortable and more relaxed, with each breath allowing that tension to melt away. And the sounds around you can help you to focus on this experience. The surface beneath you can support you and help you to know that you are safe. And my voice will go with you wherever you go. Every breath, and is relaxation and comfort, just seem to grow and be more significant. You might even notice peace joining. Relaxation, comfort, peace, filling your body, filling your mind. This time is just for you and for now. No need to worry about any of the other things. This time is just for you and your listening skills. The sort of person that you'll be as a better listener. The sort of things that you'll learn that you may have never heard before. The sort of influence you'll have. The sort of bonds and connections that you'll grow and develop as people feel so good speaking their truth to you. Every breath. And you might find yourself in a building of strong stone. A building of great strength. And this is a supply room, this particular part. And the supplies are of a very particular type. And it's not even the usual combination that you might find of this type. You see, this room is filled with armor. A special enchanted form of armor. This armor, when you put it on fully, allows you to receive any blow, any words, even any nonverbal communication, gestures, facial expressions, even snorts and laughter. In this armor, when you put it on, the magic of this armor turns what should or could or might have previously been hurt, full expressions into deep and patient curiosity. The sort of curiosity that would have you finish a book or a lengthy movie, a long story, to know how it all turns out. That type of curiosity that would cause someone to turn page after page in a book, keep reading an interesting article, or watching a very interesting video. Just have to know how it turns out. Why did it work that way? How did that happen to come to that way? Why did this person think that? How did they come to that conclusion? What other interesting conclusions might they have? It's almost as if the suit of armor speaks curiosity to your soul. It's almost impossible to not be curious. What is going on for someone on the outside of the armor? It's also interesting to be inside the armor. For if you put on the armor, and you do feel an emotion, a reaction, have a thought, a judgment, the armor can ask you the same sorts of questions. What are you feeling? How do you know that? Why do you think that is the case for you? How have you come to that conclusion? All these questions. So you put on the armor. Stretch and move and bend. And discover that you can move fluidly with this type of armor. You can go through your life quite easily. And so it becomes time to test the armor out. And you step outside the strength of the building, within still the strength of the armor and its magical properties. and you wander around. The scenery is beautiful today, but you know that there's a training area here. And this special training course involves standing perfectly still as many people challenge you, insult you, and attack you. The thing is, you're so pleased and happy to try out this armor that you're going to do that. You're going to engage in just standing on your spot and being curious. What fuels the people who attack? And of course, at any time, you can just step away, still safe in the armor. Curious what it will be like to step away and come back later. A tactical retreat, one might call it. So you enter the training range and go to the mark, the place to stand, a spot designated. And the first thing you notice is somebody throws a stone at you. Well, that's so interesting. What kind of stone is that? I wonder how they got such a good throwing arm. They threw from quite some distance. Oh, they've thrown more. There are several stones now. Such a good arm. What would encourage them to throw something from so far away? And you can just be so curious to learn. In fact, you can ask, "Oh, that's a very good throw. How did you learn to throw like that?" And they might answer, or they might not. And you can just be curious. And you might find that after throwing quite a few stones at you, they just stop throwing. In fact, they start talking about why throwing was something they picked up in their childhood. And then they got a job throwing things. And it always seemed the best way. And things can seem like they're going quite well. And then for no apparent reason, they try to hit you with a stick. And you can be curious how they decided that the stick was appropriate. Why did they pick this time to use this stick? And why did they go to hit you there as opposed to any other spot they could have tried? Now, They might be happy to talk with you about that, or it can just be a private curiosity of yours as you engage with them, standing still safely in your armor, just becoming more curious what's going on for them with each attack they make, until they've really run out of energy for attacking and carry on with their day. And you can be so curious what would fuel someone to get so good at throwing, get so good at whacking with sticks. What kind of life are they living? What kind of solutions are they finding? What's working well for them? What might not yet be working well? What's something they might really value or want more of in their life? And you might find the next person comes up, and this person is empty-handed, but they say such horrible things. They're so derisive. Anything you say, they just dismiss. But things that they say are fascinating. You can't help but ask them to elaborate. You're so curious what exactly they mean, how they came to that conclusion, what it is they'd like to see differently. And they continue to hurl their insults. Some of them are the sorts of things that used to really get your attention. But now, safe in your armor, they really have your full attention for the first time on what's going on for them. Because there will be time to contemplate what's going on for you later. Of course, if it gets bad, you can retreat. To be curious about what is going on for you. But in this time, you can be so curious how they've come to see the world the way they have. How it is they think that the things they say are going to improve the situation. What they're trying to serve. How they're trying to make the world better by their unkind words. How have they decided this? Perhaps they're happy to talk, or perhaps you can get them in a place that they will be willing to talk about how they've decided the things they've decided, their judgments and opinions. And you now have so many things to think about that it can be time, at your choice of course, to see so many other training attackers, or to give this a rest for this time, to really and properly think about what you're learning and what you're being curious about, so you can go back to the armor room in this strong stone building and be curious there, wondering about the things you've learned, the things people have said, the stones they've thrown. And in what way you can learn from everything they've said. Some lessons, of course, come quickly. And some lessons you keep learning, sometimes for days or weeks, getting new insights into the incredible complexity that is an actual human life. As part of society, a family, a culture, or a specific group they might find themselves in, as part of a relationship between any two beings of any status. Each is different in its own way. And you are perfectly welcome to keep this armor with you, or merely remember the experience, ready to step into it fully again whenever you might need, or it fits so comfortably that you might take it and just take a little nap. Perhaps finding a comfortable place to sit or lay down and let your mind wander, wondering what things you might see, what things you might hear that you've never heard before, drifting and dreaming. And my voice will return to you shortly. Now, you can enjoy drifting and wandering in your mind, wondering. Anytime it's safe to do so. And you can return to this journey, this experience, anytime you'd like. You can remember what this curiosity is like. Or you can experience the whole experience over again. And you might discover, in little ways, that you can listen just a little more closely. Things that people used to say that would anger or excite you might just make you curious this time, interested in what's going on for them. And you can worry about the consequences for you later, knowing that you'll certainly think them through at a later time. But the first thing is to wonder what's going on for the person in front of you. Safe, remembering your armor of curiosity and strength. And you can bring that into every conversation and interaction you have throughout your day, throughout your week, and going forward in your life. But it won't be time to do that until you've returned fully to the waking world. So in a moment, I'll count from 1 to 5. And when I reach 5, you'll be fully wide awake and alert, ready to take on whatever part of your day you have left to go. Any conversations you might have to have. And really listening with profound curiosity and interest in what the other person has to say. Pausing to really think about what they are hoping to express, what's going on for them, what their needs are, and leaving your judgments for a later time, if at all. Now again, in a moment, I'll count from 1 to 5. And when I reach 5, you'll be fully wide awake and alert, ready to take on your day, and ready to be receptive, listening to what's going on for other people. 1, becoming aware of the surface beneath you that's supported you and kept you safe. 2, moving your fingers and your toes, getting some motion back there. 3, taking a deep breath of energy-giving oxygen, letting that oxygen fill your lungs, diffuse into your blood, and allow your blood to bring that oxygen to all the parts of your body, all the tissues and cells, to energize them. 4, eyes clear, like they've been washed by fresh spring water, mind clear and focused and at peace, but energized with your sinuses clear, throat clear, voice clear, lungs clear, ready for whatever you've got going. And 5, eyes open, wide awake, ready to take on your day and ready to listen intently, ask questions, be curious. What's going on for people in a fully at peace way, ready for your day and whatever other people have going on for them, even if they think it's something to do with you. I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care.